Fox 47 meteorologist Brian Bachman here with a look at what's happening in your weather on this Wednesday. We got a lot of ground to cover here, a lot to be prepared for, starting with the potential that by this evening, another severe weather outbreak could be on the way for us here, as scattered to numerous severe storms are possible across all of our neighborhoods. According to current timing, it looks like the main window for us to see the most widespread severe weather would come between about 6 p.m. to midnight, but there may be some wiggle room for that to shift earlier if we break into some sunnier weather later this afternoon. All severe weather threats on the table, a slightly greater chance for some isolated tornadoes this time around compared to what we saw back on Sunday night. Damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rain, though, going to be the major concerns here. I do want to note, however, this very much has a make or break potential with this event, coming mostly in the form of a couple factors that I'll mention here, starting with, as we break down the timing here of everything today here for you, what briefly starts for early risers as some mixed rain and snow around or just before daybreak quickly will become a widespread area of heavy rain and some embedded thunderstorms this morning. These are not likely to possess any severe weather, but could pack some gustier winds, maybe even some hail, just because we will still have some cold air aloft closer to the surface. This round of storms this morning will ultimately play a hand in what eventually happens with the atmosphere later this afternoon. This will consume some of the available storm energy in the atmosphere this morning. The question then becomes, are we able to re-energize the atmosphere enough to get the severe weather later on today? We'll start to see around lunchtime a lot of that initial round of rain and storms tracking northeast out of the area. Will linger then in some spotty, lighter showers, maybe a rumble of thunder between about 3 to 6 p.m. If we are able to get some solid breaks in the clouds, and at the time a warm front starts to come in later today, that could be enough to re-energize the atmosphere following the morning round of rain and storms today, and thus keep the threat of severe weather very much on the table. Going between 6 and 9 p.m., it looks like expectations still point to some of those strong to severe storms tracking in from the Grand Rapids area toward Ionia, Hastings by about 9 p.m., and then sweeping into our neighborhoods very late this evening. This could very well be, for a lot of us, closer to a 10 p.m., 11 midnight window for the worst of this weather. So it's going to be critical that especially later on in the day that you're staying weather aware and have methods of receiving warnings, even if you head to bed later on tonight. Make sure you have something that can alert you to potential severe weather that could be coming your way. Those showers and storms then track east out of the area around 2 to 3 a.m., and then we're at least off and running to a much quieter day looking ahead to Thursday. But in the meantime, again, for today, while there is a big make or break potential on this particular severe weather event, it is still a very real possibility. The ingredients will be there. So just make sure you're staying weather aware and are prepared to head for shelter later on today.